Hello, 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 and welcome to Fed Up Friday. Today's the day about. Today's the day that I get reverbed in my own monitor. I gotta tell you, I am fed up. I don't know if you're fed up, but I'm fed up. Today's topic, I want to touch on distant learning, students, teachers, schools, unions, amongst many. The question posed to the study in a study to the American Institute for Research at the University of Chicago Consortium on School Research that shows that students that learn in a classroom versus students that learn distance or at home are succeeding less and less. The people that are learning in the classroom are getting the grades and getting the education, and those who are learning at home, for the majority, are not getting their education. It's pretty pathetic. You know, in the state of Florida where I reside, we've opened up pretty quick. We've had a lot of fake numbers and we've done really well. Our governor probably stands with very few in this country and in the world in dealing with the coronavirus, either by deployments of vaccinations or tapering down and increasing the availability of everyday life. I got to thank the governor, and I know he's over at the CPAC meeting in the state, which is currently being held in Orlando. But let's talk about these kids. I've got 3 kids. How many kids do you have? I've got 2 kids learning in the classroom and 1 kid learning at home. Who is doing better? You know, I'm lucky. My student at home is a very strong academic. Yet we're dealing with the facts that school is boring. I don't have to go there. I can wear whatever I want. I can put in a stand-in picture. I can go play video games, listening to silly lectures. I can surf the sports while sitting in the classroom. So who's getting the education? So conversely, my other 2 kids are going to school each and every single day, right? Studying, learning, growing, homework, getting in trouble for not paying attention, right? All the social interactions that go along with it. So who's doing better? The 2 kids at school or 1 at home? I'm going to tell you statistically, the kids at school are the ones that are learning. So should we force all these homeschoolers to go and do summer school? Oh, wow. I think every kid in America is going to want to throw a dart at my face. Really. But let's be honest. Should we force every student that did distance learning to do mandatory summer school? You know, I'm in favor of it, right? What have we got to gain? Well, parents and loved ones get back to normal reality and not have yet another 3 months of having to entertain children with things that are going to be reduced all over the country. But I also think that, as they're stating now, by April, we may actually have herd immunity. But I'm not sure that our, king, because we've made a king of coronavirus, Dr. Fauci, is going to let us go. I mean, these guys are power hungry people. And if you think they're not and they're altruistic, I think you're very mistaken. These guys thrive on power. They may not have before, but they do now. I can't wait to see Dr. Fauci's book about how he saved the world. It was done one mask at a time. Look, I'm not going to joke with you. I have a mask. Here, off scan. Here we go. I've got a mask. I wear it each and every day, going in and out of my office, going in and out of anywhere. And you know what? I'm vaccinated. So I believe in the vaccination because I got it, and I believe in wearing a mask. But why am I wearing the mask if I'm vaccinated? This is another question. So let's go back to the schools. So if the kids are the least likely, right? Then why are we not putting them back in school? Why are public officials more important than the actual teachers? So I wanted to pull up this article just so people see it. Right over here is that distant learning. I got to thank the Franklin Post for publishing it, but it's right there online. I didn't make it up. So why in the world a very left-wing state, a university that's so left that I have two left arms? Okay. Actually, that's on the right. It's kind of inversed. But, I got to tell you, it is crazy. And I got to thank my partner in crime, David Solomon, who actually came into the mix. Hey,
how you doing?
We're 6 minutes in, and I'm ranting about how stupid this whole kids in school and distance learning is, and that how statistically it's a fact that kids in school do better than kids that do in distant learning.
Listen, it's an argument that, I grew up with, and I said this in one of my rants last week. My mother's a teacher, my wife's a teacher, friends of mine. I grew up with teachers, and they will tell you, even way back when, kids need to interact, kids need the physical, they need that emotion, they need all of that stuff. And looking at it on a screen is just wrong. It's hard. Now, we understand we're in a pandemic, and we understand all of this kind of stuff. But here's the deal. There needs to be a balance. And, again, the situation is very different in the US than it is in Canada. But my God, if kids don't go to school, if kids don't interact, it's a disaster. I could see it, socially when the kids are younger, the development, all the rest. I mean, it's just wrong to just be 100% behind a screen. We've just instituted here now in elementary school, kids are wearing masks to school. They want the kids in school. There actually is a whole movement of trying to make sure the kids get to school. But my God, we've seen it, we've heard it, how the kids are suffering educationally, socially. They're saying grades are down. Listen, it's not just young kids, it's older kids too.
I agree, David. I mean, this is total insanity. I can't believe that we have a president in the White House whose wife is a teacher, put kids back in school to make a campaign promise once a day, and walks away from the mic. His wife, the first lady, because the first man can't make it to Texas because he just can't make it to Texas, sends his wife, the teacher. Maybe she'll take some hard-hitting questions. Why isn't she standing up for the students? I don't get it. Herd immunity is a concept, right? Mm-hmm. I put it up here from Harvard Health, right?
Yeah.
What is it? It exists. It's not a left wing or right wing. It's a real, true, a thing that can happen. But if we don't start putting people out there, it's never going to be out there.
I think you're 1,000% right. And I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not a doctor. I nothing know about infectious diseases. And I do have a good friend who is one, and he is he's like, no, keep the kids at home, immune, blah, blah.
The double doctor friend. I mean, they believe some pretty intense things. I mean,
yeah, no, there's no doubt.
Think, lock yourself at home. Don't go. Hey, but I'm a doctor. I can go to work.
Well,
hey, I'm a public official. I can go to work. But you know what? I need the garbage man to take my trash. I need the electric guy to make sure my power's going. I need the internet guys to make sure my internet works. Hey, you know what? I need my maids to come to work to watch my kids because I don't want to stay home with my kids because I want to go and work because I'm important. Doctors have been given the first time in their lives some importance, and they're taking it all the way too far.
I think we got to be careful. I don't want to use a roller brush approach here on every doctor because I know a fair share of doctors who are not like that, and I give my hats off to them and the nurses. And to me, it's a question of, look, COVID has been politicized to the nth degree to meet a need at a political level. I do not believe. Other than looking at Australia, New Zealand, I don't know a country right now that really did it well and consistently. I see inconsistencies in the 50 states. I see inconsistencies, I should say, in the 50 states, inconsistencies across my country, inconsistencies across Europe, inconsistencies across South America. It's just inconsistencies. It's all about the politics behind it. We haven't thought of the kids. We haven't thought about the homeless. We haven't thought about, I mean, there are people here, I drove into work this morning, homeless people who are like, did anybody take care of them? No, not my problem. That's all you hear. Like, what are you talking about? It isn't a problem. But
Hey,
you see that. Yeah.
I want to throw in some Como comments here.
Oh, geez.
We all love New York. As kids, we all grown to like New York. It's a beautiful place, but we got Como there. This guy likes to diddle with the chickies, but and call them out and say you've got to believe. But now he's like, you know what? Hey, man, don't have to believe.
Well,
it can't be true.
I gotta tell you, it once again, it's mind-boggling how the man won an Emmy for his press conferences, and now they realize that he lied to people and that he misled New York and he misled Americans. And he actually killed more people. I mean, I would put that man up for manslaughter for what he did, because had the truth come out under his watch, people could have been saved. No, why should we do that? And at the end of the day, he's blaming everybody else. He has this Teflon attitude. No, I'm sorry. You got to be kidding me.
Como directive, like the blame for the nursing home scandal in New York? Is he? I think he is. Is he guilty of misrepresenting numbers?
His own people, his own party, his own colleagues, his own officials, they're all saying the same thing. You blew it, buddy. They talked about taking his emergency powers away. I mean, when people that you have, fought with and stood in the front lines with and all that are now saying, oof, nobody, I don't think so. That's major.
I wonder if there's going to be a probe from the families of the, that
it should be a class action lawsuit.
Of loved ones, and is there going to be a class action lawsuit?
There better be
against him personally. He gets paid money. He makes money.
Oh,
he got an Emmy. He's going to get royalties. He's probably going to have a book deal. I was better than Donald Trump or something.
No. His book is going to be called Leadership by Como. Like, I'm going to teach you about leadership, because that's the big buzz. Like, all these guys like to write about books how they were the leaders. They led us through the hell. When in reality, BS, they led you to nothing. All he did was lie. All he did, what the statements were, if this is what he lied about, my question is what else did he lie about? What else did he mislead New Yorkers and Americans? Because God bless, he got more attention than any other governor in the U.S.
Exactly. But you know what else? I'm living in Florida. We had a lot of issues. We also have the largest percentage of elderly in the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Florida has got the most.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly how many, I don't know. But percentage-wise, I believe dollar for dollar, we got more. And, we didn't even come close percentage-wise to New York. And our governor opened up the state. He didn't hold off. He went to open schools. He threatened schools. If you don't open and give the option, you're not getting funding.
Listen, Stuart, your governor was vilified in the media, crucified in the media, because he was the R word. Remember, he's a Republican, and Republicans are bad, and the Democrats are good. And we see that, I could care less which political affiliation you are with. I really don't care. What I do care is, did you do the best for the people? And the simple answer is that at the end of the day, as much as your governor was crucified for his handling of it, Cuomo should be doubly crucified for lying and misleading. At least your governor was open and transparent and blatant. And he says, you know what? It sucks, but this is what we're going to do. Whereas Cuomo hid, and God knows what else when they did. What else are they going to find?
But
What else can they find?
Look, we want to talk about kids, and we're come to an end. But I'm going to say this: Governor Cuomo, you are the governor of one of the greatest states.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you've lost your way. Your pocket seems to be more important than what you probably stood for.
I think
it's all about money and power.
It's money and power and ego. And I got to tell you, and one of the things when we talk about the schools being closed and whatever, I will say the same thing about sports, organized sports, theater, drama programs, all the stuff. Children missed out. It was a year of hell for children. Yeah. There are children out there. The children out there.
Depression.
Absolutely. Depression. But it's Stuart, it goes to the point where children today need so much attention. We have neglected our children.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I have 3 who live in my house. I always say they're older children. They're not children anymore. They're adults. But you want to know what? They are, and you could see it. There's a struggle, a palpable struggle. And you look at their friends on Zoom, and you look at all their FaceTimes and all the stuff that they do. You know what? It doesn't replace a handshake, a high five, a hug.
Nope.
In a dressing room, in a change room for sports, on a field, it doesn't replace it. And I'm sorry, our children are going to suffer. And with that, my friend, I think we have to wish everybody a phenomenal weekend.
I do. And you know what, David? If Monday works out,
oh yeah,
I would like to talk about, again, kids, again, sports, again, COVID, and the importance of gender neutrality in the news in the midst of a pandemic. What do you think about that as a topic?
Let's talk about that, because it's an interesting topic.
Oh, I know. All right, guys. David, thank you for jumping in with me.
Hey, thank you for everything. Guys, thank you all very much. Remember, the rant at therantnetwork.com. We love your emails. We want your Facebook comments. Our fan page is growing. We're seeing numbers are starting to expand. Share this with your friends, please. We'd love to hear in the subjects that we're seeing coming through the comments we're getting. Loving every minute of it, guys. Please send it in.